Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. I nearly said hair dry treatment. Ladies in Red. Welcome to Ladies in Red. New channel name. This is our first video, I believe, Meg, since we've changed the channel name, which is brill.
Oh, I did one.
You did one, but as
I
together.
did one, but
yes.
This is the first group. Well, partnered one.
Yeah. God, that felt weird saying that, but it felt good though.
You nearly slipped into hair dry treatment.
Close
but
one.
Soon to be revealed with that one, isn't it?
Of course,
it's not going anywhere.
This week it will be revealed. No, it's not going anywhere. Meg, how are you doing?
I'm really well, thank you. I've had such a nice weekend. Well, yeah, I know you've had a good weekend. We saw you having a good weekend. Yeah, I've had a nice weekend. It's been busy but chilled today. Happy Father's Day, everybody, as well. So all those
Happy Father's Day.
fathers out there that have put the kids to bed and they're chilling out for the evening, a huge Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah, Happy Father's Day. Obviously, big up to Dad. Wishing him Happy Father's Day, giving him his presents. We'll see if he's in the chat at any point. But yeah, Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, definitely. And thank you, Mark. He says it was good to see me on Don Robbie's channel yesterday. You and Flex looked much more comfortable on that channel. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it was really good to see Flex yesterday. Obviously, we caught up, and yeah, big things for him. Obviously, make sure you're going to subscribe to his new channel as well. United View, I believe it's called. So yeah, go and sub there. And of course, subscribe to Ladies in Red as well. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. But yeah, Meg, I've had a great weekend. Obviously, I haven't long got back from London, if I'm honest, but it's been brilliant. I went to Wembley, and believe it or not, my first visit to Wembley. I've never been to Wembley before.
I can't believe you've never been.
No, never been. Never
Even
been.
Better on a match day. Let me tell you now.
Yes.
The whole what they did with it, just really it's a really good stadium. The layout of it, I really, really like it. I just feel like on a match day as well, there's so much atmosphere around that place.
I can imagine. And you see all the student apartments and I think now I see like a right roar from the crowd, like when it is a match day, like you say. Like, yeah, I can imagine, and I can't wait to go on a match day. But yeah, I've never been. It's always been where I've either been playing myself, or I've been away, or there's been something where it just never really aligned for me to go to Wembley. So yeah, I haven't been, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. And obviously I went today, and yeah, it was a fab experience. But yeah, great weekend, some mad games, and we're going to obviously get into that, but we're going to start with a game that was built up to be an absolute, what should we say, underwhelming, shambolic, boring performance from England. Meg, obviously we went on Doug's channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Statman Doug as well, the Dugout. I'm calling him Statman because he's just sent me some information across that I'm going to share with you in a minute about our group and stuff as well, but the font of more knowledge, Doug. Yeah, but our performance, Meg, we were expecting us to go out there, and we were fighting, talking that preview. We didn't get that, did we?
No, not one bit, I think. And look, I will put this out here now. As always on this channel, we do look for the positives in the performance. So I'm not just going to sit here and rant and be negative about it. It's tournament football. It's not like we're completely out at the moment. So I will always, you know what I'm like, I will always look for a positive. So, but it was very hard to find. And I think the only positive really was the fact that, we didn't lose. That if you don't win, you make sure that you don't lose. And to not lose, you need to clean sheet. And I think although Scotland created a couple of good chances, and you have to admit that they did create a couple of good chances, I think we defended quite well. But Scotland must have defended so much better than us. I think they came to defend, didn't they? That five at the back, there was no kind of space to work with. And that was our downgrade, I think.
You say that, but I think you look at Southgate, and I think we turned up planning not to lose as well. Not to win. Yeah. We set up not to lose. And then for me, like, so frustrating watching that. You got players like Sancho, Grealish, Rashford on the bench. And we're just not excelling. We're not using our strengths. We players like Bellingham as well. Like, for me, we set up not to lose. And against Scotland, and this is no disrespect to Scotland, but we're meant to be one of the favourites. And I thought it was a bit embarrassing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's loads of people, well, not loads, but there's a few comments already talking about Sancho. And we'll talk about subs. Maybe the S word should now be subs, because I was confused as to why they took so long. The players that then came on the pitch, we're talking about Sancho not playing at all yet, and Southgate's come out today and talked about managing expectations in terms of Sancho and other players that haven't got much experience. But why not play these players? Why not play Grealish? When I talk about there's no space to play, you want somebody like Grealish, who was literally getting kicked left, right, and centre when he came on.
Gilmore did run the show.
He
did run the show.
I don't know how many free kicks Grealish won when he actually came on. But yeah, we didn't utilise the space that we then eventually created. The players that he brought on, I didn't think were the players that he should have brought on. Kane got something stupid like 19 touches in 74 minutes. But why are you waiting 74 minutes? Why has it taken to just 15 minutes? That's all Rashford got.
Yeah.
If it's not working,
Sterling as well. Sterling, another one, had a poor game.
Before you know before 74 minutes whether it's working or not. And Kane having 19 touches, I could have told you that at half time it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Lord Bragg said it's not coming home if we continue with that team. We were toothless. Do you think that's something that we've seen a lot though with England managers in the past? And that's what's always frustrated me at international level, because we have a manager who seems to be a bit of a yes man, who seems to play the same old names. I thought it'd changed with Southgate when he started bringing players like Bellingham, Grealish, your class is probably wild cards, like obviously not safe players. But then he's not playing them. And do you think it's Southgate becoming another yes man, another person who's just going to play the reliable same players rather than taking a risk?
Like you said, I think that he kind of broke the mould when he started to pick players not playing for the bigger clubs, Grealish, for instance, or the players that have now gone abroad. And that's something that we've never really seen. We've never, Trippier's abroad, Sancho's abroad, Bellingham's abroad. Like you said, Grealish isn't at a big six club. And when you've been waiting so long for that to actually happen, and then when it's happened, and then you kind of like, well, we'll put you in, but we won't put you in too much. We'll kind of just dip our toes in the water. Apparently, the water's freezing cold for Southgate. Put them in, let them jump in, deep end, off you go. Nobody's going to begrudge that, I think, especially in this next game. If he goes and says, okay, Bellingham go and play, Sancho go and play. So what about their experience? They're playing for one of the biggest clubs in Germany. Whether they won't do it on the international stage, whether they've not got experience that, they've got experience playing at that level against top players. Borussia Dortmund is no joke of a club. So why aren't we playing them in this tournament? Abdullah
says, hi guys, Forza Italia. Italy look good. I've got to be honest, Italy look very good, Meg. Obviously, I win a PS5 if France. If France win, I get a PS5 on the Don Robbie channel for the sweepstake. But I've got to be honest, I do feel a bit threatened now by Italy. I felt confident before the tournament started, but after seeing Italy, they do look good, don't they? They've got a very balanced team.
I think nobody really spoke about them before the Euros. For me, I think they've kind of just gone about their business, but they've shown up at the right time, whereas we were talked about and we've not shown up yet. Now, if that's fine. If we get through and then we think, oh, now we'll start playing, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, because I'm like, you've chilled the way through the group stages, we've got through, and then something's going to happen, and we're going to click our fingers, and it's magically we're going to start playing. But Italy are putting, showing their cards. This is how we want to play.
You're making me hungry. Talk about jelly babies there. Andy says, although we Scotland defended really well and put our bodies on the line, I fully expected England to create a lot more, and you never. Why play two holding midfields against us? And that was the issue, wasn't it? That was the problem for me, that we went far too defensive in that. I thought we should, like you say, why wait so long before making substitutions? You've got 5 subs to make as well. Why not make use of that? Yeah, I think it has to come down to say, look, don't get me wrong, the players that we put out there should have been, and again, not being disrespectful, but should have done better against Scotland. No doubt about it. Man for man, we should have done better. But the system, for me, Meg, was just totally wrong. The personnel was totally wrong. And that has to come to Southgate. And you know me, I won't sit here and berate managers and say, Southgate out. I'm not like that. But we're not going to go far if we play like that. Let's just put it that way.
We're not. And I think this is, Russ has summed up, Italy know how to break a team down that sits back. All they do is play the ball quicker, make quick passes. It gets an opposition to make mistakes. This is one of our issues. I watched a clip on it's floating around Twitter somewhere about how the pass was there and Sterling held the ball, and the pass was still there and he held onto the ball, and then he tried to beat the player again and the pass was still there. And I think at that point then it's the penalty situation where Sterling went down.
Yeah.
But the pass was, I think it's to Reece James. The pass was there 3 times. 3 opportunities. Reece James was stood there, Sterling opened his body, and then just came back inside and tried to beat the player.
Yeah.
Play the ball. And I was saying, that the 5 at the back, that makes it very difficult to break a team down. So when you've got the opportunity to get it wide to come in, why didn't you do it? It's like he wanted to do it all on his own. And when you've got 5 at the back, that's never going to happen. You have to small triangles or dragging the player over and then making them pass, like drawing the player in to pass it around him. It's never going to happen. You're not going to dribble through a pass or dribble through a 5-man defence.
Yeah. Do you think that was a penalty on Sterling, by the way?
No, I don't.
No.
I think if it was the other, and I always think this, if it was the other way round, would I be, I'd be so annoyed if that was given against us. Yeah. So, hand on heart, I would say no, it's not a penalty. Would I claim for it? Obviously. That's a different story.
Of course you would. For me, it was running out of play, wasn't it? The ball was running out of play, and that's why I believe that it wasn't given for that reason, because he wasn't really going anywhere. I think he'd already lost control of the ball. That's the only thing I'd say. I think there was contact there, but for me, it wasn't a penalty. And obviously, I don't want to sound like I'm being biased and saying it's definitely a penalty. I wouldn't do that. I genuinely don't think it was. There was contact, and I think it was a bit clumsy. But for me, it wasn't a penalty because he had lost control. He was already running it out of play.
Yeah.
Thank you to Static. Says hello to Soph and Meg. You changed your name. I like it. Yes, Ladies in Red is a new name, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you for that. Chris says, I don't understand Southgate. His decisions worry me. We needed to be on the front foot, press them up the pitch, so they make mistakes. Yeah, I don't get it either. Thank you so much for the contribution, Chris. But I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't know why Southgate went with 2 CDMs against Scotland. And again, I'm not being disrespectful to Scotland, but we're meant to be one of the favourites. And for me, you can't go into every game being cautious like that, Meg. You've got to take risks, especially with the personnel and the talent that we've got.
I think this is it. You summed it up. Like we were happy with a point, I think.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's we're not going to be able to have that attitude moving forward. We're not going to be we're not going to play for a draw. At some point, we're going to have to put our foot on the pedal and say, right, we've got to go out there, because when it comes to the knockout round and it is purely 90 minutes of football, that's it.
Yeah.
Then you've got to score, haven't you?
Yeah.
Your main striker cannot be having only 19 touches in 74 minutes. And those 19 touches not being near the box. At one point, he was so deep to get the ball, I think even off one of our central defenders, and he just passed it back to them.
Yeah.
I sat there and I was just like, this as a centre half, I really hate this when a centre mid comes so 5 yards from you and passes the ball. Really annoying. Never mind, you number 9 up front coming all the way to get the ball. You go back up there. That Kane's position should be pushing the furthest centre back. He's up there on his own, but pushing them as far back as he can, right on that last man.
Yeah.
Never, ever come in past his midfield to get the ball off a centre half. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
I agree. United Way, Johnny's in the chat. John, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you thought about the game the other day as well. Frustrating to say the least. Thank you to Starlet. Says big up to Sophie killing Don Robbie's stream. Thank you so much for that, and I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Haven't long got back, but had a great time out there in London. But yeah, the stream, Meg, we're going to go into probably the best game of the Euros. Obviously, Portugal, Germany. I watched that on Don Robbie. What a game that was! What a game! And it just showed the difference in quality between us and then teams like Portugal and Germany, like levels.
That game, I mean, you've picked a good weekend to go down, a good day to go down for that one. Thoroughly enjoyed the clips. I didn't manage to watch the whole of it. But the people that you've got surrounding you on that sofa as well, big up to them. Yeah. But the game itself, I think, look, we've all said that France, well, for us, I think we both said that we put money on France to win the Euros. And the game the other night, France-Germany, that could have quite easily have been a final.
Yeah.
Then obviously the Germany and the Portugal game. I don't know whether I expected more from Portugal a little bit. I thought Bruno was quite quiet. I say it quietly, but I did think he was a little bit quiet.
It was.
It was a game. But that whole group, I think it's very tactical. They've got these 3 games to play in this group stage, and I think they're going to go for it. But at the same time, how they're going to play it, and I think obviously Germany lost. They're going to have to come out. They have to come out to beat Portugal. I think. Really, a great game. This Portugal-France one's going to be.
It was, and when Portugal got the second one back, I was thinking, come on, let's get another one, make it more interesting for the last little bit. But yeah, great game. Germany definitely deserved to win. Gosens, by the way, who played on the left side, he had a goal disallowed. He scored a goal and had 2 assists as well. Absolute worldly of a performance from him. Like, I thought it was quality. But yeah, like you say, I think really exciting game. A game that, for me, just highlighted how far off we actually are after watching England play against Scotland and then seeing that. Like, it's eye-opening, isn't it, to see the levels. But I still think France will go through. And I think maybe I'm clinging on because I know I'll get that PS5 if they do win it. But I don't know. I've got a feeling they're going to pull a performance out the bag. What do you think about France, Meg?
I still think they'll do well. I was watching the game against Hungary, and I just thought they've got so many good players. Such a talented squad from the defence, midfield, attack, all of them. So much talent. But I do think they'll still go through, and I do think that they will have a good tournament. Is it a blip against the Hungary? That's just, let's hope so, because like I said, they are such good players, and it's such a good team. I'd quite like them to see how far they go and how well they do. Obviously, if they end up playing England, I don't want them to do very well, but that's a different question.
Of course, and I would obviously choose England over a PS5. Of course I would, but yeah, we move. Daniel, thank you so much. It's the best channel on YouTube with great views and opinions and a bit of fun. Thank you, Daniel. I'm glad that you enjoy it. We always see you supported in the chat as well, so thank you for your continued support. A few people saying they miss me playing FIFA. Guys, I do still play FIFA, but I'm on ECL Gaming on Twitch. I will send a link out for the guys who are interested. I've just finished another season, Career Mode United. I won the quadruple. So I won the Premier League, I won the Champions League, I won the FA Cup, and I won the League Cup. Brought Ronaldo back home. It's made some good signings, to be fair. So yeah, I'll be starting a new career this week. Possibly, to be fair, tomorrow at 6 p.m, but I will, like I say, tweet out. So yeah, over on Twitch, come and check me out there. And ECL is a platform that have supported me, sponsor Ladies in Red as well. And yeah, they're trying to get females involved in gaming. Hopefully me and Meg will be doing some content there as well, playing FIFA together at some point. That should be fun. But yeah, I am still playing FIFA, don't worry, and there is still content out there, but I will post a link out for you guys. What did you think about Harry Kane's performances? You mentioned about him dropping deep and that. Poor, but I mean, he's poor. We're having a massive debate. I'll ask you this, because Robbie was winding Toby up right off camera yesterday. It spills over into the stream. Harry Kane, is he world class or not, Meg, in your opinion? Is Harry Kane world class?
I feel like world class gets thrown about quite a lot in this day and age now. To be world class, for me, you've got to consistently perform both for club and for country. Now, I'm quite strict with world class. For me right now, until I know that he won the Golden Boot in the World Cup in a major tournament, but that's just once. Now, really, but I'm Barbie Girl, whatever that song was, that was a number one. Doesn't mean that they were world class singers, does it? Do you know what I mean? So what is that song?
Aqua.
Yeah, but they weren't class singers. They weren't world class singers, right? But they still got number one. So I think until it's consistently done, and over time, you can't. I'm talking like a period of time. Look at Messi and Ronaldo. For me, they are world class. Right now, I don't think he's world class. I think he's very, 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 very good, but I'm not world class.
I think I'm a bit like you in that sense. I think he's very, very, very good. I think he needs to add trophies to become world class, and I kind of feel for him because obviously being in a Spurs side. For me, if he goes to Man City next season, wins the league, is labelled as world class because he's won something and he's got obviously individually he's done well, but in a team, I think he needs some kind of trophy. But for England, he definitely hasn't been world class, has he? it has not been world class.
I think
Is that the difference? Like Ronaldo, yes, Portugal lost, but Ronaldo still ends up with a goal and an assist yesterday. Do you think that's what it is? The big moments in the big games. Do we need that more from Harry Kane, especially obviously when he's captain for England? You kind of look to him, don't you?
I think a bit like Jack Grealish, very very good player in a small pond. Big bloody great white shark in a piddly pond. Harry Kane, I think, great white shark in a bit of a piddly pond at Spurs. Because they are good, but they're not there, are they? We all know that Spurs aren't there in terms of class all over the squad. They've got to bolster their team to be considered contenders, and they're not. And I think same with Jack Grealish again. I really rate him, but these two players, I'd like to see them in a really good team.
It was a banger.
I mean, it was. I can't remember any of the lyrics to sing it, but it was a good song. But they weren't world class, were they?
Dr. Jones. That was it. Yeah. Oh no, I'm a big Aqua fan, as you can see. But yeah, I think Harry Kane for me, if he wins the trophy, then I'd say yeah. I mean, Suarez, obviously being world class. He left Barcelona, went to Atletico, went and won the La Liga in what was it, like 8-9 years or something? He goes there and then win the league because of his, not just his goals, but his aura, like obviously his experience. Like he's lifted them. You have to argue Harry Kane has lifted Spurs because without the goals of Harry Kane, where would Spurs be? So you'd have to say he has lifted Spurs, but he can only lift them so far, can't he? And I think in order for him, we've said it already, in order for him to take it to the next level, he needs to move on. And I think for me, that's what it is. I think he needs to now play in a world-class team because he's in a team at the minute, like where you say he's the main guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he hasn't really got much else around him. So, yeah, I think if he goes City and he wins the league or he goes elsewhere and wins a trophy, then you'd probably say he's got more of an argument for being world class because there's definitely world class moments in Harry Kane. I think you just need to see that trophy now. But I would take him in a heartbeat at United, Meg. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would. I'm just saying. But his performances for England, I felt for him. I did feel for him the other day because I thought he was dropping deep because there wasn't much service. Playing 2 CDMs, I think, really, really affected him in a negative way. Don't get me wrong, he was a shadow of what we used to see him from Harry Kane, and he was very, very poor, and he was poor against Croatia. But at the same time, he didn't really have much to feed on, did he? Like, we weren't good. We weren't at it. We didn't create a lot. The 2 CDMs, I just don't think helped Harry Kane in that game, Meg.
No, I think when you said the CDMs with the 4 and then the 8, that 8's got to be stretching those gaps a little bit more. So between pushing further on, and I think Phillips, did he play a little bit more safe against Scotland? Because he had such a good game, and obviously got he created the goal against Croatia by winning it back further up the pitch, and he never quite got there, did he? And
No.
When you've got someone like Rice, who I feel like everyone's been underwhelmed with him, but especially in the first game, it felt like he just did his job.
Yeah.
What do you expect from a number 4? He did his job in terms of defensively. That's got to be his role, and that allowed him to play a little bit higher. And just don't think we saw that from the number 8 position against Scotland.
Yeah, I agree. Josh said Harry Kane is a world-class finisher. Exactly, he's got world-class moments, but couldn't be further away from the opponent's goal in this tournament. Exactly. What's the point in having him if he's near the halfway line?
5 yards off the centre half.
Yeah, I agree. Frustrating, and he must have been frustrated as well. Thank you so much, Doug, for the contribution. Do you think the transfer speculation is affecting Harry Kane's form? Could be.
Could be. Things do, don't they? And we look at Sancho. Sancho's not even stepped foot during these Euros. Obviously, no idea what's going through Southgate's head. But that could be affecting the decision of whether you play Sancho, because there's so much speculation with him. And when we talk about like a media circus going on, in the background, Harry Kane, another one, speculation over what he's doing, and all eyes are really on him because they're like, well, if he plays really well, he's going to get more offers, or he'll get offers anyway. But the money goes up, doesn't it? Oh look, if he won the Golden Boot in this tournament, price tag through the roof. If he carries on playing the way he is, he's going to be staying at Spurs.
Oh, I hope not. I feel for him if that's the case. He can't get out. He can't get out. But Look, I hope it goes good. I think Harry Kane will score against Czech Republic, and we're going to look forward to that game. And by the way, guys, I'm going to drop it in there. Me, Meg, and Natalie will be live doing a watch along for that game on Tuesday. We're buzzing for that. Hopefully, we'll see a few goals and a better performance from England. To be fair, most of our watch alongs have had decent scores, haven't they, Meg? To be fair, we haven't had any boring.
Yeah, we've been quite lucky
really
with watch alongs.
Yes, so if you are a bit, obviously you want to watch the game with us on Tuesday, feel free to tune in, and obviously I'll tweet that out as well. But yeah, getting in there. But Czech Republic, last game of the group. I am going to read the scenarios that Doug has explained to me very clearly on WhatsApp. But firstly, Meg, how confident are you going into that after our first two performances?
I'm going to say, we went on Doug's channel for a preview, and if you've not seen it, go back on for the preview because it was a great show with both Scottish and English fans. So it was a really good show. But on there, Doug asked me whether, how I was feeling going into the game. And I just was like, I've got no idea because I don't know. I've got genuinely no idea what Southgate's going to do next. Yeah. I didn't think he pretty much stayed with the same team. I never thought he'd stay with the same team. I never thought he initially would play that team against Croatia. Then he didn't change it up top, which I thought would be odds on that he changed the forwards. And then he never changed them. I genuinely cannot see us going for a third time with Foden, Sterling and Kane up top. But he has said that Kane's going to play. So for me, the wide players have got to be changed. It's got to kind of be an adjustment. We need to be trying things out. We're pretty much there in terms of going through. It's a big game, can't afford to lose, but at least go and try something new.
Yeah, let's not set up not to lose like we did against Scotland, please. Yeah. Zoe, thank you so much for the contribution. Says big up to Soph and Meg. Congrats on the change of the channel name, and of course 15k subs. Onwards and upwards from here. Onwards and upwards indeed. More content coming from us. Look, I've already mentioned there is a hairdryer treatment show that is remaining on this channel, and I'm excited to announce what that's going to be like next week. I'm looking forward to doing that. We have obviously got Ladies in Red as normal, and then you've obviously got me and Meg with Eurovisions at the moment. We will do a watch along as well. We've got plenty of content coming. As you say, onwards and upwards for the channel, definitely. And thank you so much for the support, Zoe, as well. Like I say, always see you in the chat, always see the same names in the chat, and we really appreciate it. It doesn't go missed. But yeah, so you said we can't lose. So for England to go through, so we will get top spot, and I am reading this from Doug's message, so thank you so much to Doug for helping me with this. For England to get top, we need to beat Czech Republic. If we draw or Scotland do not win, we will also progress. Only way England will finish third is if we lose to Czech Republic and Scotland beat Croatia by enough goals. So that refers to the goal difference. For Scotland, they need to beat Croatia and see what happens in the other groups. Draw or loss, and it's bye-bye. So basically, Scotland have got to beat Croatia. No matter what, Scotland have got to beat Croatia. That's a tough ask for them, isn't it, Meg, to be fair to Scotland? Yeah. Do you think they can beat Croatia, though? Because Croatia haven't been that convincing.
They haven't, and I do think that Scotland came with a game plan on Friday and executed it. I do feel like they need to stick with Shea Adams up top. I think it was a bright spark for them. Main threat. Gilmore in the midfield. Scott McTominay at the back, I think, played really well, was solid for them. I think they've got what it takes to beat a team like Croatia, but I also feel like they would need a swing of luck for them as well. If things don't go their way, I feel like then they might not have that quality to overcome Croatia. A bit of luck and play well, and I think that they could go through. Well, they could beat Croatia and then obviously see what happens.
So Croatia will be able to, they lose to Scotland. The only way Croatia go through is if they beat Scotland and England beat the Czechs, which I do think is obviously a very realistic scenario, to be honest with you. But yeah, I hope Scotland go through. Scotland, I think we're unlucky not to beat us. And I hope that they'll go through. It'd be nice to see both England and Scotland go through, wouldn't it?
I know Andy's Scottish. I said we're struggling, and that's what you've got to do, isn't it? You've got to score.
Yeah. And
if that's what you're struggling with, then that's an uphill battle. But you can do it. You created opportunities against England, but you have got to take them.
Yeah. Starlord said this is his team. So Pickford, Trippier, Stones, Slab, Shaw, Rice and Phillips, Mount, Grealish, Sancho and Kane. That would be his team. I would take that, to be fair. I would take that. Personally, I think I would like to see Rice maybe but Royce, Bellingham, and Mount. I would like to see Bellingham given a start. I don't think that will happen, but I would like to see that and just go with a one holding midfielder.
Yeah, and I think Bellingham, let me get the words out, which player I'm talking about. Bellingham can defensively do his duty as well. He's got that ability to do it, but I also think he unlocks a different kind of play as well.
Yeah, definitely. And big up to Wales for qualifying. I completely agree. Wales, to be fair, went down to 10 men today and they still battled against Italy. Really put up a fight.
Have you seen the red card?
I have, yes, I saw it. Yeah. He was trying to stamp on his foot. I thought it was harsh. I think you see them tackles quite a lot, but apparently UEFA said just before, didn't know that they're going to be strict on any challenges like that. And I think because that talk had happened just before the game, I think the referee basically had to do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was harsh. I did feel for him. I think a yellow could have sufficed. I don't think it was madly reckless. I think it was just clumsy. Obviously, the timing was off. But yeah, I thought it was harsh. But yeah, well done to Wales for going through. Thank you to Ian. Says, looking good on Robbie's show yesterday, so felt a bit sorry for you having to be with Saeed for any length of time, though. Thank you, Ian, for that. I appreciate you tuning in over there. And Daniel says, I'm really buzzing and looking forward to more great shows, Sophie. You are fantastic, and it's going to be brilliant. Thanks, Soph. Thank you, Dan, for the support. Thank you for the support, and really looking forward to the content as well. But Meg, go on, put it out there. What's your score prediction for Tuesday then? Because we're going to be doing a live watch along. Make sure you come over and watch the game with us, but get your predictions in the chat as well. What is your score prediction?
I'm going to go for another clean sheet because we have been.
He's not in the squad.
No for a clean sheet. I'm like, I can't
clean sheets.
No clean sheets over there.
No Madison.
I'm going to go for a clean sheet because, like I said, we have kept 2 in the first 2 games. And I'm going to go with what I went against Scotland. I'm going to say that we're going to go out and try and win the group. And I'm going to go for 2-0. I think it'll be late on, but I think we'll go for 2-0. But the way that we're playing, and this might be a little bit controversial, the way that we're playing, I'd rather actually not go through as group winners and avoid the others.
Do you think that entered Southgate's mind? I know it shouldn't.
No, I don't think it. I think the level that they're
Let's put it out there.
The most professional that they are, the professionals that they are, well, I don't think they would ever go and throw it in terms of,
not throw it, but not particularly bothered. You know what I mean?
I personally think for England and for Southgate that they would want to go and win all the games.
You should do. I would like to think so.
I don't think their pride would let them try and not win.
Against Scotland, come on.
I think they would have to go out and win. But yeah, I'd take second. The way that we've been, a bit shaky, a bit underwhelming. Need a bit more like time to kind of go through the gears and be there and ready.
Yeah,
I'd take a second place. Sorry if nobody else wants to, but I would.
Cyber Leader, who's a West Ham fan, says 2-1 to England, Kane and Grealish and Souček. I was going to say this, obviously Souček, Kufal, both played for West Ham, had great seasons. That I'm definitely wary of those. And to be fair, Czech Republic have had a very decent tournament so far, haven't they? They're hard to beat. Shit goals as well. They've scored some shit goals. I'm going to say that as well. No, but he's like got 3 goals, hasn't he? 3 goals or so. They're definitely. We can't go into this complacent by any means. By any means, we cannot go into this complacent. They're going to put up a fight. You mentioned Souček, going to be a big physical presence, and I kind of agree with that score.
I feel like the West Ham fans want Souček to score.
Please no, Zoe. Please no, Zoe.
I think they want him to score, but they also want England to win. So it's like we're cheering you on, but we're going to cheer England louder, but we want you to play well.
Big up to Muhyiddin and says big up to Soph and Meg. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're good. And thank you for subscribing, Cyber Leader. I appreciate it. Guys, if you are new, please do hit that sub button. We'd really appreciate your support. We've just hit 15k on the road to 20 now. So any subscribers we are truly grateful for. So please hit that sub button. Doug says Czech Republic 2-0, Croatia 2-0. Obviously Scotland beating them, Croatia 2-0. This would mean Scotland would be second. 2-0's not a bad shout. But I just feel like Souček, I fear that they're going to be a physical presence in the box, and I just hope, like you said, we haven't conceded, so I should be feeling confident defensively. But I don't also think that we've been majorly tested. We've already mentioned Scotland on that clinical going forwards. Croatia didn't really play well, did they? Didn't create a lot, and I thought we said we deserve credit for that, which I think we did. But at the same time, I don't think we've been majorly tested. So I think this will be an interesting one. I'm going to say 3-1 to England. That's my prediction. I think we'll concede. But I'm hoping that we find a bit of rhythm going forwards. I'm hoping that Southgate makes a few changes. More of the changes that we'd like to see as well. I hope that we don't go so defensive in this one. I think he's had a bit of backlash from the Scotland one. I'm hoping that he goes for it a bit more. So I'm going to say 3-1. Swissy said a 1-1 draw. Muhyiddin says 2-0. Southgate indeed. I hope Southgate doesn't turn up. By the way, we were discussing yesterday after the stream. James, who's on AFTV, he was laughing at my name, Soph on Twitter. And we were saying if anything was to happen to Ollie, what's going to happen to my name? And I was like, that's why I don't want him to get sacked. That's why I want to keep him, because Solskjaer's got to stay forever. I love the name. And he called me Southgate, and I was like, no, I do not want to be associated with Southgate in the slightest. And I was like, no way.
Unless he switches it up and we win, then it's being changed.
That's the only way that I'll ever have Southgate as my name. I'm just saying that. That's the only way I'd ever have Southgate. And Muhyiddin says he looks stunning in that jersey. I hope they don't disappoint us this time. I hope they don't disappoint us as well. I like this vibe between Soph and Meg. It's like a female Keys and Gray. I'll take that. Which one's Keys and which one's Gray, though? Can you talk Scottish, Meg?
Do you know what? I'm going to try. I went to do it, then I was like, whoa, let's remember where I am. Not do that.
I've tried a few impressions before and they've gone badly wrong on this channel, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So, yeah, we'll have to decide who's going to be Keys and Gray. But I like the comparison. I'll take it, and I like that you like the vibes between us. That's what we go for. But, yeah, Southgate, yeah, that's what it's been pretty much of late, to be fair. That's what it's been, hasn't it? But Southgate is not the one. I'm not a bit Southgate. It just looks wrong. It just looks wrong, doesn't it? No, I'm not about it. Josh said Czech Republic will come out to play, so it might be an open game. That's what I was thinking, Josh. I was thinking hopefully we'll go at them a bit more and hopefully get some goals. That's what I want to see more so. But yeah, defensively, I do think they'll ask us some questions. And I hope that we rise to that. But as long as we get the win, that's the main thing, isn't it? But I would like to see Scotland go through as well. I would prefer to see England and Scotland both go through. I think Scotland's performance against us deserved the win, to be fair, and they were unlucky. But yeah, we need to be better. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like I say, me and Meg will be back on Tuesday, and Natalie's joining us for a watch along. I hope you guys can come and join us. I'm looking forward to that, Meg. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be good. Well, I'm saying it'll be good. I'm predicting it already. Mystic Meg's looking into the future and going, it will be good. We are going to see goals, hopefully for the English. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spending the evening watching England with the girls. What more can I want?
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Can I just say a massive thank you to all the mods in the chat as well, and everyone supported. Obviously getting rid of the stupid spammers. Thank you for not rising to it. 10 I notice, and we obviously and the mods are trusted to do the job, and they get rid of it, and they're fantastic. So thank you so much, guys. If you are new, please hit that sub button. Obviously hit the like button as well. Make sure you go and follow Meg. Meg, where can people find you?
Up here at Meg and Can with a little underscore underneath. At Real Ladies in red on Twitter as well. On here. We're just on here. So you can come and find us on here, on Twitter. Come and say hi.
Yeah, and we have got some more exciting news coming up shortly as well, referring to hoodies and more things. So yeah, we'll get onto that one and let you know. Maybe on Tuesday, to be fair. But yeah, guys, exciting times ahead for Ladies in Red. Thank you so much for the support. As always, we really do appreciate it. We'll hopefully see you on Tuesday. But until then, stay positive, keep smiling, take care.